The truth has set us free. This is The C Show. We are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Welcome back to the C Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
We're here. We're covering the weekend of Money in the Bank. First up is SmackDown on June 6th. So first big pop for Seth Rollins as he enters. It's Seth, it's Paul, it's Braun, it's Bronson. It's not confusing at all. I am a visionary. I'm a revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, you know I'm not. I hate that bit. I'm never going to do that when that's what it starts.
We got OTC chants. Dean Ambrose gets no love.
Never
any love for Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns, however, is probably next to get cut when we talk about roster cuts.
Dude, they're just paying him so much to not really be there,
or at least take a big pay cut. So we'll see. Of course, this is a declaration from Seth and his group. Again, anyone who stands in our way will suffer the same fate as those who have stood in our way. No one can stop me except for maybe Solo or Jacob Fatu, JC Mateo. They come in. The trios face off. Solo in red, Seth in blue. They're just standing right here, right now. An off-brand bloodline. Braun is the right-hand man, the Jey Uso. Bronson, the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. Braun Breaker is the future of the industry. You are not. You remember that episode of Seinfeld where Elaine starts dating the Bizarro Jerry?
Yes.
And they face off? That's what this felt like.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I totally get that, right? And you have Seth being like, you should be worried about why your family stabbed you in the back instead of having your back. Mm-hmm. Turn to Jacob, Simone Werewolf, more like Solo's bitch.
Yes, and that's a fun way to kick off a Friday night. Fatu and Breaker face off at this point. Rollins intervenes. Breakers and Reed ordered out of the ring by Seth Rollins. At this point, Jimmy Uso pops out. Yeet. Seth smiles on the ramp. Did he know that Jimmy was going to intervene there? We now get Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo. Now you're going to wonder, Charlie, what's your move of the match going to be during Jimmy Uso and JC Mateo? Ha ha. There was no tour of the islands, so I can't.
That couldn't be it.
Couldn't be it. My move of the match was Big Jim's self-harm dive to the outside. This was a good match. It was fun to watch, but it doesn't feel like we're moving anything along.
Yeah, with some other stuff that happened in the weekend, I see where some things might be going, but again, in this instance, I wasn't really sure what the move was. My move of the match was Jimmy hits the Uso in the wind, right, which Jeff Hardy called the whisper in the wind. So literally you run up the turnbuckle facing it, and you basically flip off and twist to hit the guy with your legs. Always a super smooth move. Again, Jeff Hardy is a maniac, did it all kinds of crazy style off the top of the cage and all.
They are still doing it crazy style.
Yeah, that's true. They're still out there kicking. I forget if they're TNA or wherever. They're recently World Tag Team Champions of some company.
I think they're in TNA because they were they did some like Not Like Us parody a few months ago. Christ. That was really funny. Yeah, in the Hardy compound.
So for the finish of this match, Jimmy hits the spear. He goes to the top for the splash. Solo distracts the ref. Fatu jumps up on the apron, but ends up actually getting hit by Mateo. And then Big Jim uses that distraction for, the most devastating move, a surprise roll-up.
Roll-up, pin to win. It's over, 1, 2, 3. Backstage, Julia and Zelina. Now, it's just Zelina, no Vega. Backstage, Zelina has worked her ass off. You'll have to pry the championship off her dead body. And then Zelina does say something in Japanese, which impresses Julia. So very fun to see that. Everybody's picking up a bit of each other's languages. Again, backstage, Damian Priest faces off with Jacob Fatu. He's been there with family stuff, man to man, face to face. I'm coming for you. Fatu responds, okay, line it up, Wepa. You know what I mean?
You better take care of business or you'll go to the back of the line like the rest of these suckers. You know what I mean?
I still don't have that down. But continuing the Zelina brawl, or continuing the Zelina feud with Chelsea Green and the Secret Service, now that Chelsea Green is currently unavailable for matches due to her nose, Piper Niven steps in today for the Secret Service, and this is a Bakersfield brawl. It's a street fight rules, pinfall or submission, no DQ. One of my favorite parts about this is Zelina rolls out early and comes out with the Singapore cane, the kendo stick, the Sandman special. But my move of the match is Piper slamming Zelina against the video board.
Did you notice what it didn't happen when she did that?
It didn't glitch out. I know. I got work.
I'm just throwing it out there. Just
I mean, if we want to talk about works.
Yeah, we'll get there, brother. My move of the match was Vega goes for a Hurricane Rana on the outside. Piper catches her and then just slams her powerbomb style on the ring apron. That was brutal. Absolutely loved it. And then we get to the finish here.
So Piper Niven has Zelina in the corner. Julia comes in with the stick and then puts Piper through the table, the Slim Jim table. The sellout era begins. Julia headbutts Zelina and then makes her eat a sort of a BFT RKO looking John.
Yeah, and then jumps her after, kind of poses with the title, throws it on her. You know, we're on to our next challenge, I guess. I guess the Secret Service is going to get wrapped up here soon enough, at least as far as them and Zelina.
I mean, the Secret Service, that gag kind of only lasts as long as this administration lasts. So
it's on the clock.
It's on the clock. We get a preview of the tag team match at Money in the Bank. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes backstage. You need to worry about tomorrow yeet. We get a pre-tape promo from Aleister Black. You stole something from me. Aleister says it's funny what the human mind can do. Like starting a wrestling podcast as the WWE releases all of its talent. LA Knight comes out. We get a huge pop for LA Knight. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Let's do some Steiner math here. It's the third time in Money in the Bank. Somebody shouts out third time's the charm. Knight has to agree, but he's not satisfied with that. There's 5 guys. Those are some tasty burgers, Walter. Penta, Andrade. Doesn't have much bad things to say about Penta or Andrade. El Grande Americano Gable. Do we like him or do we not? Solo Sikoa gets a big boo. We've got JoJo here who wants to be on Who Wants Pets.
Who wants the attention.
Who wants attention. And the last dummy is Seth Rollins. He's got a crew rolling up with him. But there's nothing like an LA Knight with LA Knight tomorrow night.
There's nothing hotter than an LA Knight with LA Knight.
I missed that. But we get to Blackout. Here comes Aleister Black, of course. This is going to be good. We've got Charlie Robinson in the middle there. It does start during a break, but they go right at it in the middle.
So my move of the match is actually super early. Like right when we come back, they lock up, like what they call a collar tie, where they both kind of have their hands on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
And they literally like spin around each other to all 4 corners right when they start. If you noticed that was so funny to me, because literally they went down the ropes to 1 corner, 2 corners, right? Making sure everyone felt it a little bit. Again, it was just kind of a funny way to start. And again, just kind of a way to lock up like, oh, were we evenly matched? How is this going to go?
Well, speaking of evenly matched, as much as LA Knight counters Aleister Black's various Muay Thai moves, Seth Rollins just pops out of nowhere after Aleister Black rolls out of the ring. Rollins stomps LA Knight. Black prevents another stomp, however. Seth decides, geez, I don't want to eat a black mass, and gets out of the ring. Smart move.
Right, but Aleister Black ends up taking a spear for his troubles. Knight takes a big senton and a spear as well.
And then Knight ends up taking 2 spears.
Oh, it's 2?
From Reed. Yeah, from Big Bronson Reed.
Wait, tsunamis or spears?
Oh, the spears from Breaker.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Braun, not confusing. Said it earlier.
It always confused my wife, especially when Braun Strowman was also still in.
Oh.
Especially when Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed were doing their monster, like last Monster Standing and Monster vs. Monster stuff a few months ago.
I'm a little disappointed that I missed that. Kevin is causing some technical difficulties, but we're gonna power through here.
They can do whatever they want.
We're gonna power through here like LA Knight.
Yeah.
Aldis and Pierce are backstage. They announced the King and Queen tournament at the Night of Champions. So these are the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Again, it's 8 challengers from Raw and SmackDown in groups of 4, fatal 4-ways. One qualifies each for the semifinals. What is it? Another fatal 4-way, or is it?
So no,
singles matches?
It's 4. Then the 2 singles matches for the semis, and then the crowning of Queen and King of the Ring at the premium live event. And
then those King and Queens of the Ring face off against the respective undisputed champions at SummerSlam. So this is the Night of Champions. This is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is near the end of the month on June 28th. So more coverage on that as it comes closer to it. But Jade comes in. She won't be in for the ladder match, but she is still climbing. She's not asking for gold. She's taking it. The whole time Charlotte Flair was here. Salt and sugar, they look the same. Charlotte thinks she'll win.
I don't know. I just wrote Charlotte name 3 spices challenge. You know Charlotte doesn't season anything. I wrote Charlotte name 3 spices challenge, and here's Tiffany on the walk by.
Okay, so this is related, but you know Gabby Tuft, right?
Yes, that name sounds familiar.
She used to wrestle as Tyler Rex. She
transitioned.
Okay,
Yes,
yes. So she does she's a fantastic follow, not only for her perspective on the industry, but also she does a lot of like fitness and like diet content. She does a lot of like Costco hauls and stuff. But she was doing like this video with her daughter. It was very cute, and it was like chicken and broccoli, but it was like no spices mentioned. I'm like, Gabby, salt, pepper.
That's why people hate doing that stuff.
A little red pepper.
It's so boring.
Red pepper, people. Red pepper, little paprika, chili powder. Salt and pepper does so much work, honestly. But it is Tiffy time. After that, we do get another Legado del Fantasma promo shot in an Airbnb. Again, we will be taking the soul from the house, like what an Airbnb does to its neighborhood.
I like that. That's a good one.
Thank you. Byron Saxton is now with American Made. Confidence is high for Chad Gable. Andrade approaches, and so does Penta. And now they're just speaking Spanish in circles in front of Chad Gable, which is excellent. Aldis decides we're just going to set it up. Penta and Andrade versus the Brutus Brothers. It's that simple, right?
Get bent, Creed Brothers.
But before that, it is Tiffy time. So let's make sure we call it for what it is. Tiffany is the it girl of WWE. No one can outdo the doer. What time is it? This is my brutality.
Time.
Oh,
sorry. I just wanted to say it. I know Rhea comes out. I just didn't say it the first time, and I wasn't not saying it.
It's Tiffy time.
But yes, we get Rhea comes out. I've never been in Money in the Bank because I've never had to be. But I will tell you that I do miss being a champion.
Inside of you, there are 2 wolves. Rhea misses that feeling. It's Stephanie Vaquer. So yes, we are going to get a tag team match with Alexa Bliss coming out. We get Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer and Alexa Bliss versus Naomi and Roxanne Perez and Julia. You know, you were a man of culture and taste as well. Our move of the match. It's the Devil's Kiss. I think mine is on the double Devil's Kiss, and then yours is during the one that Stephanie does to Naomi as Rhea smacks Julia on beat.
And Alexa is also stomping Roxanne on the beat too. It's like all with the Oz. They're all hitting them, and I'm like, there we go. Spread it out. That's love.
One of my notes here at the end of the match is, let's put 6 of the best women in the roster in the ring. Yeah, that'll distract from shitty talent management. Naomi doesn't accept the tag as it goes 3-on-1 on Roxanne. The ending of this match is a riptide on Roxanne, and 1, 2, 3, it's over. Backstage, we've got Solo and JC Mateo building up to a fantastic climax here this weekend. They're finally letting JC talk. It's excellent. Don't worry about Jacob. Will he follow you? He's all gas. No brains. As Solo and JC walk out of this room, who appears in the doorway other than Jacob Fatu? He was there the entire time.
I assume he must have just been hanging there. He doesn't really seem like a guy to really sneak anywhere.
No.
So I love the idea that he was just like, leaning against that wall, ripping a heater or something. And he's like, oh, these bastards.
During a sign of the night section, or a sign of the night segment, the Wyatt Six hijacked the broadcast. Uncle Howdy is breaking out. You don't forget, you can only accept that which cannot be changed. Is that bond unbreakable? From our loss, we have become a family, a ship unshaken by the storm, ignoring the sacrificing, dying for the flesh to become one, to rip open the wound of apathy and take what is owed. Your brotherhood will be tested. Accept your condemnation. Well, I don't like that, says Montez Ford.
Yes, literally all the tag teams are in the back, just kind of like rut-row. They're like, we all need to work together and forget about these titles. And in my brain, I'm like, easy for you to say, Street Profits holding the titles.
Holding the titles. I like what they're doing on SmackDown here, getting all of the tag teams to unite against the Wyatt Six. I think it's going to be really fun. You're going to have all the different characters sort of battling out. This is a good way, I feel like, to use all of these people, all of this talent in the ring like this, and it's got legs. I feel like,
and I really hope it kind of ends up like, and then there was one style, like whatever team, because they were arguing over a couple different things. Like Fraxium says they want them first. Motor Machine Gun says they want them. DIY wants nothing to do with it. So I'd very much love it to be like a team goes up against them, like disappears, right? Like is gone, and then slowly. Then there's one less team. Then there's one, and then DIY is just sitting there like, oh no, it's us. No.
That's some real Agatha Christie, like classic murder mystery stuff. Yeah, I like that.
I did a big report on that back in the day.
Ooh, I took a whole class on the detective novel, and we talked a lot about like Agatha Christie and Poe and Edgar Allan Poe and like Dashiell Hammett, like noir and stuff.
Hell yeah, that's good stuff.
One of the best courses I took. But again, the Wyatt Six, their production value is unmatched. Again, they do the whole CRT 4-3 letterbox on the sides. And again, just like very well written as well. Just really well done. Getting back to the tag team division's reaction to this, Street Profits like to mention, we the real boogeymen around here, booga booga. And again, Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns both want to take their shots at the Wyatt Six. Now, we do have that match that was set up earlier, Penta and Andrade versus the Creed brothers of American Made, Julius and Brutus. I forgot that one of them is named Julius Creed.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to jump in real quick. So my move of the match is literally the very beginning. Penta and Andrade come out first. So, they're in the ring, they're talking, they're doing their thing. And before the Creed brothers even get to the ring, they hit a double dive to the outside. And I just loved it because on commentary, freaking Wade Barrett's like, that was a cheap shot. They weren't even ready. The bell hasn't rung. And I'm just like, shut up. You are so good at being just this little pain in the ass. You are too good at it.
He was so good Monday night. Last night on Raw.
Oh my God, dude. Right?
So good.
Like, he is growing. I didn't used to like him. He is growing on me big.
Him and Tess are so fun on Friday nights. When they bring him in for PLEs, he's great to listen to. He plays really great off of Pat. And then on Monday night when he steps in for Pat with Cole.
Dude, him and Cole are I think they're the power pair. Like if they're like, we're putting all our eggs in one basket, that's the basket.
That is the basket. Absolutely. But we do have this match to get to talk to again, Penta and Andrade versus the Creed brothers. My move of the match is Andrade just has been getting his ass kicked for 5 full minutes. Just like trying to get to the corner to get the tag in from Penta. But finally, Penta tags in, and he gives Julius a huge crossbody from the top rope, and then this beautiful Rana. However, Brutus breaks up the Penta pin. The end of this match is Gable, of course, tries to unmask Penta, but El Hijo del Vikingo intervenes and attacks Chad Gable, the Mexican Destroyer by Penta on Julius, pin to win. Cero Miedo. By the way, the new version of Penta's theme with Adam Jones of Tool dropped on Spotify. Very good.
Okay.
Yes. Andrade puts Penta up on his shoulders to celebrate. Let's go. However, as they celebrate, burn it down. Seth and his cronies accompany him and attack Penta and Andrade. Where is Vikingo when you need him?
Hey, look, he already got his. He has nothing to do with Seth and the Vision, as you're calling them. He got. Well, this is before Worlds Collide, so he still didn't need to get his lick back.
Yes, that's true. Bronson Reed gives Penta a tsunami. Finally, the security and the officials come out. Paul Heyman gets on the mic. We are in Bakersfield, California, and he starts off, as he always does, the charming, the effervescent Paul Heyman. Hello, Bakers bitches. We fear not the future. Like it or not, we are the future. That was the backup to the cold open. See, I don't understand why you would boo that. Seth Rollins told us what would happen, told you we would get Roman Reigns out of the way. Everything Seth Rollins tells you becomes the truth. Seth Rollins is the vanguard of this industry. We are the destiny of WWE. You can sit there and boo all you want. Tomorrow night, Seth freaking Rollins becomes once again Mr. Money in the Bank. That's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. And he doesn't say that, but like by now you know.
It's always implied.
So again, as we've discussed, Money in the Bank, the person who wins the briefcase holds the contract. You can decide when you want to cash in on that, who, what, when, where, right? Mm-hmm. Solidifying the power that comes with this title. Thump, thump. Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Adrenaline in my soul.
Something, something, Cody Rhodes.
You know it doesn't say his name, right?
Yeah, that's the Kofi Kingston.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Cody faces off. We get main event, Jey Uso. It's just me, Uso. Rollins and company are on the ramp. I would just like to remind you that Ood and I may have had a few drinks on the bus. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Money in the Bank? Yeet. You want to talk about the Intuit Dome? Yeet. Main event, Jey Uso? Yeet. John Cena? Mixed reviews.
No yeet.
Logan Paul?
No yeet.
Boo. He called me desperate. We get the Let's Go Cena. Cena sucks. Cody gives out a how do you do, fellow kids? Lovely. Michael Hayes standing next to the Hardy Boys. I didn't get that reference, and you're looking at me confused. So we're gonna move on.
Yeah. They said that, and I totally missed that too. That was over my head. I was hoping you, being the more professional one, might gave it a Google, because I know I sure as hell didn't.
I've been busy. Tomorrow is not about the championships. It's a showdown. I call that a yeet down. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. And of course, John Cena comes out as well. Poor Mark Nash, his voice cracks a little bit. And at this point, Logan attacks during John's presentation of the title. Jay gets an attitude adjustment. Logan Paul has a pulverizer. Logan fumbles getting up on the turnbuckle, but makes up for it with 2 splashes back to back. Take a good look. No one is coming to save you. John Cena. I've been telling you for half a year, your dream will be ruined. This is your future. I take this home. He takes that to the top. No.
The last real champion and the moment maker.
The one of one and the inevitable. Not done yet, though. Cody and Jay get back into the ring. You can't see me. Cody gets an attitude adjustment. Jay is about to eat something bad here, but you can't handle the truth. You want our truth? Our truth is right here, staring you in the face. Nothing you can do about it. You hypocrites. You chant for truth. You are all pathetic liars. And again, the crowd is chanting, we want truth, we want truth, we want truth.
And
what do they know?
And remember, winners write the history books.
Wow, we chose a really bad time to start a wrestling podcast, huh? Well, stay with us as we cover Money in the Bank here and see if John Cena continues to ruin wrestling here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. We're here. We're talking about Money in the Bank on June 7th, 2025. The first match of Money in the Bank this year is the Money in the Bank ladder match for the Women's Championship match contract. That's what I was trying to say. Our competitors for this are Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer.
I wasn't sure how I wanted to talk about this match. I know we got a lot, especially on the weeks that there's a PLE.
Yeah.
So basically, I thought of it as like it had to cross my threshold of oh hell yeah. So like I didn't put down any like normal moves. It was just things I was like oh hell yeah. Like Stephanie Vaquer starts over with a double cross body when Rhea uses Alexa Bliss as a weapon.
Oh yeah.
But I think my move of the match was when Rhea puts Roxanne up for the Razor's Edge onto a setup ladder. Roxanne counters into a Hurricane Rana that throws Rhea onto the ladder.
Yep.
And then Roxanne goes up for that springboard moonsault and just absolutely crushes Rhea on that ladder.
Rhea ate some tough hits here. One of my moves of the match, of course, is Stephanie Vaquer doing the Devil's Kiss on the ladder, and Rhea slips off. At one point, Stephanie does get her hands on the carabiner, but Roxanne Perez pulls her down. The entire time, I was thinking, like, why is Stephanie also wearing green like Roxanne is? Money be green.
Money do be green.
Money be green.
So just two other things I'm going to point out that I promise I'll let us move on. Is there's a point where Rhea is like laying inside a ladder like they've opened it, and Julia and Roxanne are fighting for their lives to close the ladder on Rhea. They could
sandwich her.
Yeah, they could not get it closed to sandwich her. And then when they get Rhea to the outside, they bury her in a bunch of ladders. Like they're like, any ladder we can get, we're putting on top of her, which let Rhea do like a really cool like, I don't know, Terminator or whatever you want to call her. She just pops that ladder, just like, you done effed up.
I thought that was a really effective maneuver for getting Rhea out of the match for like a good 5 to 10 minutes. And it's like, oh, she's underneath all of those ladders. That makes a lot of sense. Rather than what I've seen in a lot of like these bigger matches where you've got 4, 5, 6 competitors, where you've just got people rolling out for 2 to 3 minutes for somebody else to take a sequence. And that's totally all well and good, but it's just like, we should be thinking about everybody at every moment. I'm kidding.
And when we get to Raw, we'll kind of see a flip side of that will be really interesting.
My other move of the match is Rhea doing a riptide as Alexa Bliss pulls off a Sister Abigail at the same time. Absolutely fantastic. You have anything else before we get to the finale here?
Ooh, the Stereo Code Reds was really cool.
Stereo Code Red.
Alexa Bliss
Very
and
cool.
Roxanne Perez each did one from standing on the ladder to a setup ladder. Again, Roxanne calls it the Pop Rocks. Right, same exact thing.
Exactly. The finale here is, geez. I think I'll start here where Naomi pushes the ladder with Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley on it. Naomi goes up, and I'm like, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? The drone starts zooming in and then around the ladder. Naomi gets up on the ladder, opens the carabiner. She's got it. It's over. So, we're wondering next. Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky.
Proceed with caution.
Whoever has the IC title.
Don't blow it on a mid-card.
Don't blow it on a mid-card, that's for sure. We do get a shot of some celebrities after this, some triple A celebrities. El Hijo del Vikingo, Conan, and Psycho Clown, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. We get the Rey Mysterio shout-out. Can we talk about Mr. Iguana?
Let it rip, brother.
Mr. Iguana! He like oh my God, I love him. If you haven't seen this yet, he's a luchador. And he's one of the AAA tag team champions. And he has green and black face paint like an iguana, and then has a stuffed iguana called La Yesca. You want to talk about gimmicks? That's a gimmick. But I was watching part of his match, the tag team triple match from Worlds Collide, and there's like a segment where one of the competitors pulls La Yesca, the iguana puppet, and like does flips with it and suplexes it, and Mr. Iguana's like, no, and just goes crazy on this guy. But Mr. Iguana got a huge pop, and we'll talk more about Mr. Iguana soon. And then we get a quick men's IC title match. Earlier in the day, Dominic had challenged Octagon Jr. to an impromptu match for the men's Intercontinental title. Now, quick fun fact about Octagon Jr. We saw Octagon Jr. like a week ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago when we went to BCW Original Sin, because Samurai Del Sol plays Octagon Jr. these days. Octagon Jr. is a character that a couple of different wrestlers have played, and now they have Samurai Del Sol. I always want to say Samurai Del Sol playing him. So go to your local indie matches.
Well, and the wildest thing is he was the dark match.
Yes.
Like he went from being the dark match before,
that's right,
before an indie event to WWE's, like, again, people are, fourth biggest pay-per-view of the year or so. Like that's in weeks span, like
arguably like the one with the most effect.
I agree with that. Yeah. Like, so go to your indie shows. You never know who you're going to see. I think there's plenty of other names that we'll see popping up over these next couple years. But when you connected those dots for me, and I was like, oh my God.
Well, and then you worked me after, and because I was like, oh yeah, Octagon and Penta, whose real character name is Pentagon Jr. Octagon is the good guy. Pentagon Jr. is the Rudo, the bad guy, the heel in Lucha Libre. And you were like, oh yeah, he's probably wrestled like Hexagon and Septagon. There is a dark Hexagon in the Lucha Libre promotion that was on El Rey Network. Yeah, so there has been a Hexagon and a no Septagon.
No Heptagon?
No Heptagon. Septagram was the one that I was thinking. It's a 7-pointed star. Okay. This is a quick one. I don't know how much you want to cover it, but my favorite part was probably Octagon coming out dressed like a Mortal Kombat character. And remember, that's character with a K.
For me, my move of the match was Octagon Jr. runs up the ropes facing the crowd a la Whisper in the Wind, but he jumps off and he does like a cross body, but does what I counted like what felt like 15 spins in the air and just hits a really sick cross body. A lot of people like to have that much control to be able to do all those spins in such a short span and then make sure you're still ending up like belly to chest for the cross body is unbelievable. Like I knew Duke could hoop when we watched him 2 weeks ago, but like, dude, this is like a different level. He brought his A game for the A show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The finale here is Liv interferes after Dom can't pull off the Three Amigos. Dom pulls off the 619, a frog splash to retain. Damn, dude. What a life. Of course, Liv, celebrates with her man. What a life. What a life. Backstage, Chad is hyping up the Creed brothers. Yes, the Creed brothers. He's talking about the official Fireball ladder. What is Fireball? It's a cinnamon whiskey. It's delicious. It's not the time of year for it, but what I like to do in, September, October, the leaves are changing, the weather, the temperature's dropping. You take a shot of Fireball. You get a pint of cider. You drink a little bit of the cider, and then you just pour the Fireball in. Thank you. Thank me later. Put this ladder somewhere where El Grande Americano can find it. Wink. And don't forget to remind me. Great work, Chad. Excellent. Before we go to the men's Money in the Bank match, we have the women's IC title match. This is the last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Again, if Lyra wins, then Becky can never challenge for the IC title as long as Lyra holds it. If Becky wins, Lyra is forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. This was a fantastic match. I would have to say my move of the match is the finale. So tell me what your thoughts are first.
So first thing I want to say is, again, I'm never wrong. I'm just early. We'll get there in a minute. My move of the match was Lyra goes for a Nightwing that Becky counters into an armbar. Lyra's eyes are like bugging out of her head, but she does a really smart thing where she then stacks Becky up for a pin. So Becky has to break that to kick out of the pin, and then Lyra puts her in that single leg or half Boston Crab, and then it's just like boot scraping the back of Becky's head, like literally just like stomping on her neck, like boot scraping, really like digging in like she's putting out a cigarette on the back of Becky's head. That whole sequence was awesome.
Yeah, so the finale here is Becky rolls up, Lyra turns around, Becky kicks out, Lyra rolls through for a pin, Becky pins, but did Lyra kick out in time? The bell rings, Alicia called it, VAR, draw the box. I don't know. Listen, they called it, it is what it is, it happened. I don't know if that was the legit finish.
So it was is they had a horrible camera angle and Michael Cole kind of had to save it.
Gotcha.
Because he was like, because the whole thing was that Becky had a handful of the tights. She cheated and she pulled the tights for leverage. So that's what Michael Cole's like, oh, we could see it from that side. Like, hopefully we'll get a correct side replay. And people are already like, they're probably going to change that camera angle in the next day or two when they put that out.
Yeah. When I watched it on replay, it was still very confusing to me.
Yeah, for some reason they only showed it from hard cam, so you couldn't see it. Like you can definitely see in the middle Lyra like reach and pull, but like again, we're seeing the front of them, so we can't. But again, I think that is exactly what happened. I think that's why Lyra was a little bit more bent out of shape at the end here, and we kind of get what we get here. So right, even though she cheated, right, Becky still makes Lyra raise her hand, and then she's like, no, I don't think that was good enough.
That wasn't good enough.
You better get me to all four sides. And you know what? You should put the title around my waist too. You should strap it on me.
Rub it in.
Rubs it in as deep as she can. Lyra is finally like, you know what? F this. Hits her with a German. Hits her with a Nightwing. Says, see ya.
You want to talk about mixed reactions? Talk to Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian. That was really funny that like Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian were like the only other celebrities that they could pull. Man, they got a real mixed reaction. Just trying to force it. Just stop it, Kourtney. Go do something else. Go get a job. Don't come at me. Thankfully, next, we get the Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match contract. Our competitors are Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano.
Right, all about equality on the C show. This was measured on the same thing. Had to get my hell yeah meter going. My favorite thing early was that there's a point where Solo's in the ring with Penta, LA Knight, and Andrade, and they're all kind of looking at him, and he tries to do like each of their bits. Like he looks at LA Knight and does the point, and LA Knight just kind of looks at him. Right, he tries to do Andrade's bit. He does the zero mierda with Penta, and they're all just like, and they all just basically tell him pound rocks and beat the hell out of him.
Wade theorizes that Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are not the same person. Quote, look at the nipples. That's the tell. Nipple size. Andrade gets hit in the nuts with the base of a ladder. Michael Cole responds, quote, I have never ever done research on a man's nipples. Speak for yourself, Michael Cole.
Solo scoop slams Americano into a ladder in the corner and then puts up the Chad Gable peace signs, the thank you peace signs. Again, man, Solo's funny. He can wrestle a little bit. He's okay on the mic. I feel like they kind of push him into this weird role. Like I feel like he would be better as just like a weird baby face. So I hope we kind of get there eventually, maybe, because he's just a funny dude.
I love Solo's storyline here. Solo does set up to brutalize Gable. I mean, El Grande Americano, excuse me. The crowd is chanting either "We want Gable" or "We want Table."
I assume tables.
I assume both.
Who wants Gable?
I mean, okay, here was my thought. I thought at some point, it was going to be a stunt double playing El Grande Americano, and then Gable was going to run it at some point. Because I thought they were going to wrap it up here, but they're not going to wrap it up here. They're going to let this thing roll. Another part that I really liked was Penta shushing the crowd so that they can hear the chops.
Oh, I love the shush before the chop. That's a classic. I absolutely love that.
I mean, geez, it's all just all caps here. One of my moves of the match here is all caps in bold. Quote, I already have 16 pages of notes. Oh no. At this point, I go back to the Saturday night main event episode and I go, okay, I did 23 for Saturday night's main event. So we'll be fine. Grande starts looking for one of the fireball ladders. Pat has to explain what fireball is to Michael Cole. It's okay, Michael.
Dude, and then he goes in with the fireball ladder and does the airplane spin, just putting his head through like two of the rungs and starts spinning around. That's my favorite because the wrestlers always just like need to walk in because, as he spins, it's not like he can really aim and go. So the wrestlers kind of like, oh no. I got hit with that.
Is it a plane? It's a plane spin. It's not a helicopter spin.
They was called an airplane spin.
Okay. All right. Never mind. What do I know?
So my probably biggest move for the match before we get to finish here. So there's a point where El Grande Americano climbs a ladder that's leaning against the turnbuckle on the outside, tips another ladder sitting on the turnbuckle inside onto the ladder, and then climbs up the main ladder where Penta's reaching for the briefcase to deliver a loaded headbutt. Then Knight comes up from behind him, and they both go off the ladder with a back suplex, which was insane. It sounded gross. Like the smack was. Ugh.
At one point, Andrade is up at the top of the ladder, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to pants Andrade. But at this point, it's Breaker, it's Reed. Breaker spears El Grande Americano. Good job, Braun. Gable is broken. Bronson Freeze finally tosses Penta off the ladder. Breaker tosses LA Knight. Andrade power slammed by Reed. It's just brutal. In the ring, Fatu jumps in here to help out his cousin Solo Sikoa. Fatu gets a pop-up Samoan drop on Reed. He follows with the self-harm dive outside. All gas, no brakes, you know what I mean. Fatu sets up this ladder for Solo. Solo can barely stand up straight. Jacob's on the lookout. Fatu grabs Solo's ankle, pulls him down.
Well, hold on, just before that, because he grabs his ankle, and Solo still tries to climb the rung 3 more times. Then he finally looks down, what the hell? He is so goddamn funny, man.
Never. I hate you.
I hate Solo. Right, pulls him off the ladder.
Super kick. Cinema. Fatu moonsault on Solo. You know what I mean?
For half a second, I was like, is Jacob Fatu going to go up and grab this briefcase? And then what happens? Because there was an instance before back in the day where Mustafa Ali was supposed to win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And they decided literally that day that Brock Lesnar, who was not in the match, was going to come in and win it. And the only person that knew about that before it happened was Mustafa Ali. And so I was kind of they kind of have something like this before. If Jacob just takes it and is this is mine now, that would be a super cool ending. But they went another direction.
I really love this cinematic climax for Solo and Fatu. It's been building up for a few months. The tension between them, for it to happen here at Money in the Bank, for it to reach a climax like that, climactic moment. Shout out to the writers on that one. Good job, guys.
Calling my shot, tribal combat at SummerSlam.
Very nice. Fatu, to finally teach Solo his lesson, drops Solo through the ladder and breaks it. At this point, Seth grabs the fireball ladder. Seth has the chance now. Is this how it happens? No. Punk, save us. Save us. LA Knight pulls Seth off. He gives him a lariat to the jaws. Wear Breaker and Reed when you need them. Rollins slams LA Knight into the ladder, a stomp. No one in his way. He gets it. Whoa.
Burn it down.
After that, Triple H previews WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. I think we'll talk about that more at some point this summer when we have a little bit of downtime. But yeah. Okay, two things I want to say. Triple H, of course, says, "Are you ready to double down?" Good one, Paul. The song, the lyric that plays at the end. You can't stop this. Is that a coded message to the city of New Orleans? Is that a coded message to any city that works with the WWE in the future? Hey, at any moment, we can just pull our contract and give you a different PLE, and we're going to Vegas. Buyer beware. Our finale here for Money in the Bank is Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and the YouTuber. The best part about the beginning of this is Jay gets an American Nightmare themed yeet get up. Fantastic.
I'm going to jump to my move of the match.
Please do.
It's sort of near the end, but again, I just want to talk about it. So Logan and Cena trade blind tags. Again, blind tags are when you tag yourself into the match. It's not like literally slapping hands with your partner, the usual exchange. It's like hitting them on the back or whatever, right? So Logan does that to Cena. Cena does it back, and they literally start like pushing and shoving, right? Like, and I forget, I meant to write down, you actually like hear them yelling at each other and like what they were saying. He's like, "I'll teach you." And I'm pretty sure John Cena at one point goes, "I'll kill you." And he's like, "Do it." Gets the hot tag to Cody, right? We get the snap power slam to Logan, that drop down right hand, and the Cody cutter to Cena. That was a fantastic sequence.
I'm trying to teach you. Then teach me.
That was it. Yeah. That was some of it. Yeah. I didn't look at the notes. I bet I can guess your move of the match here.
Guess it.
So was it when Logan Paul climbed to the top and called for the drone?
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
And as previous, I made my note, "Eat the drone, coward."
Yeah. I this sequence, I was watching for the drone, obviously, but Logan calls it into his hand like a Disney princess calls the anthropomorphic bird. He catches it in his hand. I didn't realize how small it is and how high quality of video it's putting out. It's pretty incredible. The move of the match here, Logan has the drone in his hands, and he has a POV shot of Cody coming up and giving him a suplex, and then Jey Uso comes in for a splash. So you see it from Logan Paul's hand. It's an amazing angle, and just another way that production in the WWE is really standing out. I don't know if they brought a crane again to Money in the Bank. I think they did it all via drone again. And like, for those of you who are like TV production nerds like me, that's a big deal. Again, that's so much simpler. It's so much easier in tighter spaces, especially when they do like the Great American Bash in like mid-sized rooms. The drones are going to be way more effective. So the best part about that at the end, I think the drone it was totally broken. It was just laying there on the mat. Somebody had to like kick it out. Somebody had to like kick it out of the way, but I don't know, either those things are not, they're very sensitive. So either like one of the rotors broke or like it was damaged, but they definitely have backups because we saw it again on Monday night. John prepares the desks for violence. These new improved announcer desks totally aren't designed for this. Cody is bashed against the steps. John clears off the Spanish table. John rolls Cody up onto the desk. Cena, attitude adjustment? No. Jey Uso spears onto the table. Logan springboard moonsault onto Jey, onto the table. Holy shit. John with the title in the ring. The ref distracted. Cody no. Cody is hit with the belt. A figure in black attacks. A hooded figure grabs the belt. It's R-Truth.
The truth is back.
R-Truth attacks with the belt. He runs back into the crowd. We got the truth. Cody and John wake up. Cody Crossroads pin to win. Let's go. Thank you, Truth.
This was a hell of a pay-per-view. This was good. There was a lot of good storytelling, pushed a lot of things forward. Again, loved seeing R-Truth come back. We'll talk about that a little more when we get to Monday. But I thought this was an awesome all-around premium live event.
How I like to think about PLEs is like back in the day, right? A PPV was $50, and okay, is it worth the $50? Right? I think this was totally worth the $50. all the way through. The women's ladder in the match, the women's ladder match for Money in the Bank was fantastic. The little impromptu match with Dom Mysterio on Octagon was fantastic. Lyra and Becky was brutal, and then the ending, so good there. I liked, again, how we had a title change there. The men's ladder match for Money in the Bank was excellent. Like, so good. Again, just like the cinematic way how they built up Solo and Jacob Fatu. I loved how they pulled that there. And then the tag team match. I mean, 4 of the best talents on the roster right there. So, yeah. Well, we're going to talk about the fallout there from Money in the Bank and what's going to happen next here on The C Show. Welcome back to The C Show. We're here. We're talking about Raw on June 9th, 2025. Shout out to Becky Lynch in the Miss Rachel T. Shout out to Miss Rachel. We also get the announcement that Nikki Bella's back. We also have Gunther here. Gunther to face Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, we get a quick recap of Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank. I wrote this here, Charlie to watch it in the background tomorrow. I did not get to that. We get the view of the Double Devil's Kiss, and then the recap of Money in the Bank and Solo. I hate Solo. We start off Raw with a John Cena town hall. He's in the classic Phoenix Suns, like purple on orange. And my first question is, how is he going to embarrass a WWE employee tonight? Truth is a lie. You opened your mouth and wasted your energy saving a sideshow comedian whose greatest achievement was pretending to be me.
Your keyboard warriors and armchair activists. And then the countdown's back.
Excuse me. It's on paper. I have a spine. It's messed up, but I have one. Okay? Our truth is just a gimmick. You will not care about it in a year. We go through the countdown, 36 dates, 27. We are now currently at 19. The list of cities that John Cena lists off is a nightmare road trip. Dayton, St. Louis, Knoxville.
Don't send me the class clown. Send me competition.
I will say this. They are playing this perfectly. They are playing. So were we going to talk about it now, or are we going to talk about it later when he comes up on the table?
We can rip it now.
Okay, yeah, let's rip it now. So the tea behind Truth leaving is that it was not a work. It was not scripted. Ron Killing's contract with TKO expired. They did not renew it, and he left. However, due to the consistent "We Want Truth" chants, the social media posts by talent from WWE, the general feeling of it, I was listening to the Busted Open podcast about this, and their reaction to Money in the Bank. Apparently, a listener of that podcast, the Busted Open podcast, was at an indie show, and they were chanting "We Want Truth." It permeated the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community, and no matter if you're a WWE fan, if you're an AEW, if you're a big indie person, it was very clear, like, hey, this was bad management. Even if you're gonna move him around, make him an agent, make him a writer, keep him in the locker room. He was clearly a good presence in the locker room. But that's the fans won here.
Yeah, and apparently it was like so bad that they originally tried to get him back after all this. Mm-hmm. And Nick Khan, who apparently usually doesn't have much to do with the actual negotiations and all, really had to come back in and have this negotiation because obviously R-Truth was pissed off. Like he's like, oh, now you want to come back? Like, and they were able to work out a deal. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm glad he's back.
Like allegedly he wasn't picking up their calls. Like that's how far it got. Like how far ahead the relationship had had depreciated. Ron wasn't. R-Truth wasn't picking up calls, and apparently it was finalized a couple days before Money in the Bank, scripting it all in. It was all hush hush, top secret. Like, apparently nobody knew about it. Like, even less than like the Joe Hendry thing with Randy Orton earlier this year at WrestleMania. Like, that was pretty hush hush, but there were still some rumblings that it was going to happen. Nobody knew that this was going to happen, that Truth was going to come back. So, I think they're playing it really well. Shout out to them. They're kind of acknowledging it, like, hey, we messed up here. We brought back this fan favorite. They're a corporation. We're not expecting them to do the best thing, but they did a good thing. So gold star for them. So, everyone you have cheered for, from R-Truth to Cody Rhodes to Randy Orton, I have shut your mouth and beat your best. Look in my eyes. What can you see? Jeans and a sweater in Phoenix in June? Good God, Punk. I mean, it's in the 70s here in Philly, and I'm wearing shorts every day now. I don't know how you did that, buddy.
I love that Punk came out and he's like, here we are, you saying you destroy everything, right? And the Outcast saying, I will save it. I'm not here defending the billionaires, the company. I'm defending the people. These people are my boss.
The People versus John Cena, CM Punk, voice of the voiceless, JD, attorney at law. Shout out to CM Punk for, defending his colleagues. We sent out Cody. Cody's the best we got. I'm not here to kiss my final boss's ass like you. These people are my boss. John taunts with the belt. I'm hitting 25 pages of notes, no problem. If they want the truth, they're getting Ron Killings. We're all spokes on a wheel. You're just a spoke on the wheel, too. Punk challenges for the title at Night of the Champions in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Not exactly.
I jumped.
So, first he talks about he remembers John screaming, sorry, at Elimination Chamber. And then knowing that, he's not all bad. And then Punk says that he needs to become the monster to stop the monster.
It's clobbering time.
Which is kind of a new flavor of, like Ric Flair used to always say, to be the man, you have to beat the man. So I thought it was kind of a spin on that. And then he's like, you have 18 days and I will let you pick when I take the belt from you. Originally, CM Punk said, basically, like, if you're not a coward, we'll do it tonight right here in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then John says, Cena and Punk one more time? Let's do it. Not tonight. For a match like this, you have to follow me to Saudi Arabia. And that really shocked me because Punk has been very adamant about not wanting anything to do with Saudi Arabia, whether it's wrestling there, being a part of anything there. So I was really like, is this kind of Cena's way of putting him in a bind?
Yes.
And I thought they'd kind of play more with that, but then later they're like, oh no, it's official.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they backed up the Brinks truck and they're like, nah, Punk, like, we got to do it here. But I'm interested to see if they kind of play on that some more in these coming weeks.
It's really interesting that CM brings up the idea that if you're more Red Sox than Yankee, you'll fight me. I want to talk briefly about, this is a preview for something that we'll be doing in the future, Ulysses John Tony Lupien Jr. So Tony Lupien graduated from Harvard in the spring of 1939. He signed with the Red Sox. He was sent to the Scranton Red Sox. Over 83 games, Jr. had 40 RBIs and batted .319. One evening in Scranton, the ballpark held an Italian night. The promoter, wanting an all-Italian infield, asked Ulysses Lupien if he was Italian. According to Ulysses, quote, I told him no, but I eat spaghetti. Hey, just call me Tony. The name stuck with him. Ulysses' father and his mother were both French-Canadian. His mom was literally from Quebec. Ulysses would go on to have a daughter. She would go on to have a son. That man?
And his name is John Cena!
That's right. John Cena's grandfather literally played for the Red Sox.
That's pretty sick.
Yes. So we hope that John Cena is more Red Sox than Yankee. Just a fun little connection. I don't know if Punk knows that. I don't even know if John cares about that? I don't even know. But again, a little fun connection there. I'm in the wrong document. Here's my notes. So, yeah, they set that up. The catch is it's in Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions. But Burn It Down, Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank, Green with Envy, Tommy Rollins. He can cash in at any time, any place. And, John decides at this point, man, I don't want to be here. I don't want to lose my title right here, right now to Seth Rollins, because he can just do that if he wants. But we fade out. We've got Wade and Cole on the mics for Raw tonight. Next up, we have a quick American-made promo. Yeah. During a break, Cole and Wade argue about Cole being El Grande Americano.
Cole being El Grande Americano.
Chad Gable being El Grande Americano. Brutus wants to take on AJ Styles. Not in that bandana. We know that what that's meant to be. But Chad is still going to fight, even with his messed up elbow, and take on AJ Styles. At this point, I go, dang, I need a hot dog. But not before AJ Styles says, I got you right here, and then drop kicks Gable to the face.
Yeah, again, I'm also going to make this quick. We can put this out of its misery.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles goes up for the phenomenal forearm, and Chad picks his ankle off the top, grabs his ankle, and transitions very smoothly into an ankle lock. Again, super technical, especially AJ being on the rope and all.
Mm-hmm. AJ wins. Gable limps out. I'm back with my hot dog and my drink.
So the actual finish, so AJ rolls through on an ankle lock, right? Puts Chad into the ropes, then goes for his calf crusher. He ends up coming all the way through and hits the Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3.
What'd you get on your hot dog?
I'm just a ketchup guy.
Okay, yeah.
Onions. I'm an onions guy if they got them out.
Yeah, mustard and relish. Mustard and relish over here. Liv and Roxanne are backstage. Liv wants her championship back. Roxanne wants to works together, but Roxanne really needs to just stay out of the way. Roxanne wants to be a good sport. She says, hey, may the best woman win. And Liv just responds, I will.
So next we do go out to this fatal 4-way Queen of the Ring first round match.
What do they say? What does commentary say? 2 women vying for the same prize, and Wade goes, Dirty Dom? Now, we do have our first fatal 4-way, as you were saying, for the king and queen of the ring. We have Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez, Kairi Sane, and Rhea Ripley.
Again, I know we're long, so I'm just going to kind of blow through this as best I can. Early, Kairi Sane uses Rhea as a step up to right hand Liv. So it looked like Rhea was going for a riptide and then kind of turned it into a vertical suplex. And then Kairi comes into a jumping neck breaker. That was just a super smooth transition through there. So Kairi Sane and Rhea are in the corner. Liv hits the running knee to Kairi, and then I swear you can hear her say, get the fuck out. I swear you can hear that on there. That lets Rhea wrap Liv in her legs for the choke in the corner, but Roxanne comes in and saves the day for Liv.
My move of the match here was Rhea Ripley doing the double eradicator on Liv and Roxanne. But then Kairi Sane flies in with a flying forearm on Rhea. Kairi Sane tries to get a pin on Rhea. It's broken up by Liv and Roxanne. The finale for this match is Raquel Rodriguez comes in. She pulls Rhea out of the ring, preventing a pin on Liv. Kairi Sane sets up again from the top to take out Rhea and Raquel. An insane elbow on Liv. Roxanne breaks it up, pins Kairi to win, and moves on.
And gets the hell out of Dodge as soon as she does it.
Yeah, exactly. Liv is going to hate this because what happens next with the Judgment Day? Becky Lynch walks backstage while A-Town Down continue to fight. A-Town Down Under, fight. During the break, we get a WrestleMania review, Jay versus Gunther promo match for later. We now have Nikki Bella backstage. She's returning. She returned to the Royal Rumble earlier this year. She's promising the Bella-lution. She's talking to Maxine and Natalia backstage, and then bumps into Io and Kairi Sane. Kairi, who's recovering from her match. Nikki paved the way. Shout out to Io and Nikki. But we get Becky Lynch in the ring first. She's mad. She wanted some "You Deserve It" chants.
Heel Becky is just so what? No, you deserve a chance. The greatest opportunity this title got was me winning it. I should have been celebrating, but that bird lady,
my hometown bird
ruined
lady.
it. I thought she dislocated my shoulder, raising my hand. Since she hurt my shoulder, I asked her to help me strap on the belt.
So good.
And then come out here, crazy bird lady. Again, I'll say, before this next part, not wrong, just early. Never wrong, just early.
But as Lyra starts to walk down the ring, Bayley's here. Bayley's here. She runs into the ring. Becky walks right into Lyra. Becky runs out into the crowd. Bayley stands tall on the turnbuckle. Bayley, that new hairstyle color is fantastic. We love it. I love it, at least. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, no,
It's good.
I love it.
It's good. Now we get Ron Killings. Again, the hooded figure gets up. He gets up on the desk. He pulls off his hood. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't matter, that your voice doesn't matter. They heard, they listened, they felt, and they understood. I am back because of y'all. Truth. Y'all brought our truth back. We won. Our truth is back for all of you, every last one of you. I'm back for me too. He goes talking about we love our truth. I love our truth too. This is a different Ron. Do you think I'm a gimmick? He cuts his dreadlocks off and he says, the truth has set me free. I am Ron Killings. I am the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Put some respect on my name. Salute our truth. He walks into the adoring crowd.
Yeah, like that's so huge for him, and I'm willing to bet this was a big part of kind of the negotiation. Also, the fact that he got to go back to his real name.
That was a part of it.
Because again, then that lets him, the second that he does end up ending with WWE, he already has, again, people associate that name with him. He can immediately go to the Indies, his signings, whatever else, right? And now everyone knows him by his name.
Yeah, no, and then again, that's a win for Ron. That's a win for us, the fans. And at the end of the day, let's be real, it's a win for the WWE, right?
Absolutely.
So backstage, we get our Judgment Day sketch. Dom is warming up backstage. Finn and JD approach. Finn wondering why Dom is in the King of the Ring tourney and he isn't. Finn, JD, and Dom reluctantly celebrate Roxanne's win. Liv comes in and she is mad. Roxanne tries to justify her actions. Finn is a master of duplicity.
Stop. Are you not? So Roxanne says, but Liv, I helped you.
I helped you. Yes.
I stopped Kairi Sane from pinning you. So much for the whole truth, I guess.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We get another promo for my new favorite guy, Mr. Iguana and Layeska. Put a belt around him already. Get it done. Just Mr. Iguana, Penta. Yes. Joe Hendry's so screwed. He's so screwed. I posted that meme on the story, on the C Show Pod story. But yeah, no. I thought that was really funny. Seth and his cronies are backstage. Seth wants to take the King of the Ring through Breaker. Absolute power will be ours. Breaker starts barking. This is our intro for a fatal four-way, or first on the men's side. Penta, Dom Mysterio, Sami Zayn, and Braun Breaker. The big news about Braun Breaker is that Breaker should be getting a new theme song soon. Allegedly, Limp Bizkit has recorded it.
Hell yeah.
The other news about Braun Breaker, I don't know how much, if this is relevant or not. His cousin, whose first name escapes me, but Braun's dad is Scott, and then Rick is his uncle. Rick's son plays football somewhere. He's on a NIL deal with the WWE. Same with Mark Henry's son as well.
And I forget what they call their NIL because it's not like the name. It's like next in line or like something like that. It's basically like, hey, because again, they seek out these college athletes. Like, you're an athlete. Mm-hmm. We can probably get you to do some wrestling moves and be huge as hell. Exactly.
And there's a couple of nepo babies in there, but we're gonna see where that goes. Jeez, what a match here! What a match! What a picture! I'm trying to find my move of the match here. I think
did we even actually introduce this match?
Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, all right. I thought you just went right to Breaker, talking about Breaker.
Yeah, no.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. No,
so I'll wait for my move of the match because it's the finish. So please go to yours.
I mean, I like the the dynamic of this match where it was everybody versus Breaker, and then it turned to like it was Breaker versus everybody, and then it was everybody versus Breaker, right? And like various change, like the way that the power shifted throughout the match. I think my favorite is probably the Sunset Flip Powerbomb by Sami Zayn. I think that was on Dom there. But yeah, no, this was a fantastic match. If this is the first on the men's side for King of the Ring, I'm really excited to see what we've got coming up here. What's your move of the match?
So I loved so many things about the finish here. So Braun drops the straps, does his run around the ring spear. Who comes out but LA Knight? He hits a BFT to take out Breaker. Back in the ring, Sammy hits first his exploder suplex, right? His kind of belly to belly, over the head suplex. Into the turnbuckle, he hits a haluva kick on Dom and advances to the semifinals.
Thank goodness Sami Zayn wins. Backstage, we've got Kathy Kelly and AJ Styles. AJ can't enjoy the victory over El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, Paul Heyman, etc., etc. If you disrespect AJ Styles, you're going to get punched in the mouth. Ask Gable. Wait, I'll go tell him myself. Kathy walks over to the New Day and Grayson Waller, a developing story. The New Day mentioned that we should just get down on our knees and thank God for the New Day.
No more questions.
No more questions. We do get another Nikki Bella tease. Yes.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and then after that, we find out about a return.
Oh, well, during an ad break, Sammy is walking backstage. Who does he bump into? None other than Karrion Kross. You won, Sammy. You took my message to heart. You saw an opportunity and you took it. You did exactly what needed to be done. That's a manipulator. Sammy responds, I won that match because I was good enough to win that match. I am good enough to win the world championship. I'm good enough to handle you. From Karrion Kross. I love this storyline. Let's pull the thread. Let's see where we go there.
So, okay, yeah, that is our North America special first preview.
Pew, pew, pew.
But then we find out that Asuka is coming back.
Oh, yes, Asuka's coming back.
But they actually spoiled that earlier by accident, if you noticed, because she was on the graphic for the one of the Queen of the Ring qualifiers. So they did blow that load a little early, but then we got her whole pre-tape about returning as well.
That was not on the international broadcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was just like a quick, Asuka's return. And it was like, she's back from injury or something?
Yeah, she got like a 25, 30-second little video rundown.
Cool. Well, I missed that. So, welcome back, Asuka. And excited about that. I thought we were talking about Nikki Bella and Evolution, which is the all-women PLE in July. Liv comes in. Liv, this is giving Narcissist Babe. Not a good look. According to Liv, quote, you are jealous of me. Liv has respect, a championship, and a man. Nikki got divorced last year from Artev Chikventsev, a Russian dancer. She was previously with John Cena.
And there's a lot of stuff there about their relationship, kind of a lot of stuff pointing both ways of who is at fault and different things. So,
yes,
I've never really been a big Nikki Bella person even during her first run with her twin. So, just especially as these older wrestlers pop back in, just give a Google, do your research about who you really want to put your money behind.
Do your research. It never hurts. Nikki wonders who Dom belongs to. Cole chuckles. Liv calls Nikki a reality show diva and then hits her with an oblivion. What a brat. One of my favorite parts about watching the international broadcast is that in some markets, they don't have Snickers, so they don't do Snickers ads. The best part is Cole going, well, speaking of a championship, and then it cuts, they cut to the Snickers logo, and then it just cuts silent, and it's Cole doing a Snickers ad. We get an ominous recap of Jey Uso's very bad weekend. Just leave Jey alone. Which leads us into Jey versus Gunther. Early on in the match, Jey goes for a self-harm dive, and Gunther catches with a fist. But Jey manages to turn this around and throw Gunther into a post.
My move of the match is some of the storytelling they had in here. The whole thing was that Jey Uso had his shirt on at first. Eventually, his shirt got ripped off. You could see his ribs and all were all taped up. And it gets to the point where Gunther starts ripping off the tape, and they even had pre-wrap under the tape, it was a real tape job, it was actually serious, which I loved. And then Gunther just kind of working the with backbreakers, with other moves just in the middle, and then again how that worked into whenever Jey tried to do a splash or a crossbody, all those things that he did. And
his moveset is so limited because of that injury.
Because of the rib injury and the hurt core. And on commentary they were really good about being like, and it's hard to do anything. That's where all your torque comes from for your punches, right? All the, again, just the storytelling with that throughout the match was fantastic.
Yeah. The finale here is Gunther puts Jey into a full sleeper. Gunther puts all of his weight on top, rolls him back into the middle, and then stands up, drags Jey back down to the bottom. Jey is trying to fight out. His face is turning purple. Gunther goes up and then back down again. Jey is in the sleeper hold the entire time. This is really his last chance. He gets kind of an opportunity, but turns purple again, and he won't tap out. Finally, ref pulls his arm, calls it. Gunther wins.
Right, they give him the pass out spot, which again I think is even great because again I'm sure this isn't done, whether it's going to be because of rematch clause or whatever else. It's like the difference between you and me. I never gave up. I'm not giving up now. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, no. I think it's just great for Jey's character development, and it's hard for him. I think they're gonna bring in the angle of like, oh, you like embarrassed me in front of my son, et cetera, et cetera. His son accompanied him ringside and down the ring. So, I think that's a really interesting angle to take with it. How deep, the bloodline is with familial connection. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, and after Raw went off air, Jey actually went into the ring and kind of gave a post-match address to everybody. If you haven't seen that, you should look it up. It was pretty cool.
Okay, I will check.
And again, he shared the ring with his son while he did it. It seemed like a very special moment.
Yeah. No. I will go check that out. We'll put that out on the C Show Instagram story as well. But anything else from the weekend that stands out to you?
Not really that we haven't already covered. Again, some good setups. We're starting to see where some things go. Again, the next thing to build to is Night of Champions, right, with King and Queen of the Ring, as we're ultimately building right to the first 2-day SummerSlam coming up here in August.
Yeah, so there's a lot on the plate right now for us. There's some good eating, but we'll be here. We've got the napkin. We brought the silverware. We're here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. We're finishing up here on episode 15. Pretty crazy to think about it. I wanted to take a minute and be grateful for all of the good things. There's some bad things. A lot of good things happening in the world of sports entertainment, the WWE universe. What's one thing that you're really enjoying right now in the WWE universe?
One thing I'm enjoying as a whole, even in all of sports entertainment, is the way that social media is becoming more and more a part of it, right? The commitment to the bit outside of the ring, whether it's the tweets back and forth, the tagging of people and this and that. Like, it's just very funny because, again, that's something that was, non-existent 30 years ago, barely existing 20 years ago. And now some people really lean on it, like especially people in the indies. So much of their livelihood is getting their name out there, getting people to share stuff. And again, we see, the top people do it too. Drew McIntyre and his posts from WrestleMania the past 2 years have been amazing. Jade and Naomi going back and forth. Like, again, it just becomes another part of the story that they're committed to, which I think is just wonderful. It really helps advance things. And again, it's something that anyone in sports entertainment can do.
Yeah, no, I think that's an interesting one. I think that's a really it's really broad too. It's really nice to think about as well. Like, how can all the different ways that people can utilize social media, video, text, images, all of that stuff. I working in the industry, I have to say, I think, we complain about it a lot, and we've seen some missteps with talent management. I would have to say some of the talent, or the talent coming from AAA, is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to more of the crossover with Lucha Libre, and the characters and sort of the again, like the physical comedy of Lucha Libre. WWE already does a lot of that, and I feel like in Lucha it's just brought up another level, especially with like guys like Mr. Iguana, obviously. But yeah, now with like Octagon, are we going to see an Octagon Pentagon thing? Are we going to get the full Pentagon name in the future? I think that's really exciting. I feel that, yes, there is some stuff going on maybe at the top level where it's like, okay, and I feel like that's systemic across all sports, where you have a few big athletes, a few big names earning a lot of money, and then a lot of other people not earning a lot of money. And hopefully we see more of an evening out in the future and like something a bit more equitable. But the talent that they are bringing in is just phenomenal. So that's what I'm excited about.
Hell yeah.
As the next generation. So yeah, just trying to stay positive. Things are so rough right now in the world. So let's be positive. Let's stay upbeat, and we'll be here on the C Show, talk more about wrestling, the world of sports entertainment, and really what we like about wrestling. I just want to make that clear. I had therapy today, so I'm a bit of a soapbox. This is for fun. Enjoy things. Just enjoy it. If you don't like it, go do something else.
And we hope that you enjoy the C Show enough to share it, right, with friends, family, someone who's interested in wrestling, someone who might be new or returning to wrestling.
Yes. Oh, great plug there, Connor. Way to pull it back.
Thank you.
Way to pull it back. But yeah, this has been the C Show. All the plugs at the end of the show here. But thanks again for listening to the C Show. Of course you like the C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share our podcast with your friends. Make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at CShowPod. Your questions for the boys? Send us an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends, Amir and Patrick, for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
Ring that dinner bell.
Ding, ring, ring, ring.